One final quick point. Global central banks are doing what they can after what they did during COVID times, which is flood the markets with money, and that's why we see unprecedented inflation all across the world, especially in the most developed countries. What do you expect the Indian central bank to do in the situation with persistent inflation and slower growth?
So the MPC has already, the Monetary Policy Committee that sort of decides what the interest rates are going to be every 2 months, have already started showing cracks within themselves. So the minutes that came out last week of the September meeting shows that the erstwhile hawk Jayant Verma, Professor Jayant Verma, has become essentially one of the outlier doves now. So sort of saying that, look, 6% is enough, 1% real policy rate is fine for us. We need to wait and watch. We need to see what will happen to growth and then decide. Professor Ashima Goel has also been of the same view. So out of the 6 members of the MPC, 2 seem to be of the view that, look, we've hiked enough, and 6% is broadly the level where it should be. Now, the RBI has been tight-lipped about giving forward guidance, but Governor Das has mentioned that, look, despite all the hikes we've done so far, monetary policy conditions still remain accommodative. Deputy Governor Patra has said that, look, monetary policy needs to be on red alert. So I think we are reaching the end of the tightening cycle. I don't think India and even other emerging markets, especially in Asia, are going to tighten to the extent that other developed markets are doing, simply because our inflation levels and impulses are lower and much different than what the developed markets are doing. But we don't think that they're going to stop just yet. So we are expecting 6.5% as the terminal repo rate. So we expect a 35 basis point hike in December, 25 basis point in Feb. Now, it could be that, December could be the final rate hike, but that depends a lot on where October inflation is going to be, which is the last inflation print the MPC will get to see before they decide on the December interest rates. But just one point that I think is worth mentioning is that India's target inflation is 4%, right? We are now at 7.4%. Underlying inflation is around a little over 6%, right? So we are not even close to the upper band of RBI's tolerance level, right? So it will take some time for inflation, take some luck for inflation to kind of settle down at 6% and then go below. And really the concern is that at one point, there is a growth sacrifice that is involved in trying to bring inflation down, right? And the key question is whether in a global recession year, policymakers would be ready to make that kind of growth sacrifice in order to bring inflation actually down to 4%.
Right.
So we might end up being in a situation where policy rates sort of remain somewhat elevated at 6.5%,
right,
but then medium-term inflation also remains a little high.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.